Now let us see the next one. So I will come back to lookup again. Okay. Now let me go for merge transformation. Okay. As you see here, okay. So merge transformation. So if you see the icon, so here it is taking the two inputs, okay, and merging into the single output. Okay. So if you want to combine two sources of data, then you have to go for this merge transformation. Okay. And this merge transformation is equal to the union all in the SQL side. Okay. So if you know the union all in SQL side, it is equivalent to the union all. Okay. The merge is equal to the union all. Now let me take two sources. So let me show you some example source data. Now let me go for desktop. Okay. So I have some folder called merge source files folder is there. Now let me take my source data as, so let me take the employee master Excel file. So here you can see that one of the sources, now you can see, so I have some source in which it contains 4 columns, okay, and some data is there, some 7 records of data is there. Okay. Now let us treat this as the first source. Okay. Now after that let me go for next one. So let us say merge underscore source 1. Okay. Now you can see here also this text file also contains 4 columns, okay, and some 5 records of data is there. Okay, 5 records of data is there, and this Excel file also, okay, I have some data is there. Okay. Now if you observe, let me put some duplicate data also here. Okay. Now let me put some duplicate data also here. Now here you can see that employee 7 is there here. Here also employee 7 is there. Okay. Now 6 is there, Kishore, 6 Kishore. Okay. Employee branch ID is 200, salary is 18,000. So here also you can see 6 Kishore, 200, 18,000. Okay. So I have some duplicated data also. Now let me go for do the same thing for employee ID 7. So let me make it as 7. So let me make it as Mohan here, and here also Mohan 200, say 60,000. Okay, let me make this as 60,000. Okay, and let me save this, and here also in the for second source, here also for the employee 7, let me make it as Mohan. Okay, now I have two duplicates also is there. Okay, and you can see in both the sources, first column is a header row. First column contains the titles. Okay. Now let us take these two sources and let us try to combine these two sources using the merge transformation. Okay. Okay. Now let us go and take those sources. So now my Excel source and the text source. Okay. Now let me go to our solution. Okay. Now I want to merge the two sources. Let us take the two sources as one is Excel source, okay, another one is flat file source. Okay. Now let us go for it. Now let us look at our Excel file. Okay. Now let me create a connection to the Excel file. Now is this already the connection is existing? I think the connection is existing. So let me see which connection contains that Excel file. So let me go for So this is containing the F drive, and we have Excel file, Excel connection manager. Already one connection is there. So this is also containing pointing to the F drive. Now let me go for connection manager one. So everything is pointed to the F drive. Okay, now let me create a new connection. Now let me go and create a new. If already the connection is not existing, I'm going to create a new one. Okay, let us locate our Excel file. Now let me go to the desktop. So under okay, now let us locate our Excel file. Okay, now first row contains column names. Yes, the first row contains column names. Now in this Excel file, okay, you want to get which Excel sheet data. Okay, so this Excel file contains multiple sheets. Okay, this file is open. Yeah, now let us go for. So let us select the required Excel sheet, and if you want to preview the data, let me go and preview the data. You can see we are getting the data. Okay, now let me. Okay, now my Excel source is ready. Now let us go for second source. So let me look at my flat file source. Okay, now is that connection is already existing? I don't think so. The connection is not there. Now let me create a new connection to the flat file. Okay, okay, let us give some name to identify in the future. Let us say merge source. Okay, now let us go for browse, and in the same desktop, in the same folder, we have one merge underscore source one is there. Now let us take this. Okay, does this contains first row contains column names? Yes. Now let us go and preview the data. Now you can see we are getting the data. Okay, now let me click on OK. Click on OK. Now my second source also is ready. Okay, and this merge is like union or means it will combine the two tables data by row wise. Okay, if the first file contains 5 records, second file contains 4 records. Okay, 5 plus 6, 11 records should come as the output of merge. Okay, so this merge will combine the two source data by row wise. Okay, 5 plus 4, so 9 records should come out of the merge. Okay, now let us apply the union all. Okay, now it is asking for, okay, what is the first input? That is input 1. So I'm making the Excel file data as the input 1 and flat file data as the input 2. Okay, now let us try to open this, and when I double click, it is saying that input 1 and input 2 have sort key positions assigned to their columns incorrectly. Means it is asking for one of the limitation for merge transformation is it will always accept, okay, only the sorted data. Okay, so it accepts only the sorted data, means we have to sort the data, okay, before putting it as input to the merge. Okay, we have to send only the sorted data as input to the merge. Okay, so if the data is not sorted, it won't accept that. If the data is not sorted, it won't accept. Now let us see. So how I can sort the data of Excel file is, so to sort the data, we have a transformation called sortist. Okay, now let me look at this. Okay, so if you want to sort the data, open this sort transformation, and we have the list of columns coming from the source. Okay, you can see. So I have 4 columns here. So those 4 columns are showing here. Now I want to sort the data based upon employee order. Okay. Now once I select this employee, now we can see I want to sort the data in the ascending order of the employee. Okay, click on it. That's it. So then it will sort the data based upon the employee and put that sorted data into this merge transformation as input. Okay. Now let me try to connect this as flat file. Now still it is showing the error mark. Now if I double click, again it is saying that hey, input 1 you have sorted, but what about input 2? This data also is needs to be sorted. Needs to be sorted. Okay, so it is asking for a flat file source. The second input data is not sorted. Then again I have to remove this, and again let me put the one more sort transformation. And let us sort the data of second source also by employee. Okay. Now let us double click on it. Now you can see we are able to open the merge transformation. Okay, so we have to send only the sorted data. Okay, we have to send the merge transformation will accept only the sorted data. Okay, like this. Now if you want to apply the union all in the SQL side, so what are the prerequisites? The prerequisites are, if I want to combine the two sources data, okay, so first of all the number of columns should be same in both the sources. Okay, so if the first file contains 4 columns, okay, the first file contains 4 columns, so the second file also should contain the same number of columns. You can see same number of columns. Okay, so first rule is, if you want to apply the union all, first rule is the number of columns should be same, and the second rule is the data type of the corresponding columns should match. Means, so let us say in the first query or in the first source, employee ID is integer data type. Employee ID is integer data type. Okay, and in the second source, okay, if I take first column as employee name, then the data type mismatch is there, no? So in the first source, first column is first column data type is integer. Okay, in the second source, if the first column, that is employee name, data type is varchar, then that those two data cannot be combined, no? So second rule is the data type of the corresponding columns should match. Okay. So similarly, in the case of merging also, the number of columns in both the inputs should match, as well as the data type of the corresponding columns should match. Okay. So that is the thing we have to check now. Okay. Now we have passed both the input data to the merge inside the merge. Now you can see input 1 means these are all the columns coming from the Excel file. Input 2 means, so these are all the columns coming from the text file. Okay. Now if I try to match, now you can see employee, here it is data type, you can see here it is specified as double precision float. If you go and see, So column name employee ID, data type second row, that is double precision float. Okay. So since the Excel file contains only the Unicode format of data, so here the integer value is showing it as float value. Okay. Now let us see, let us try to map this employee. Now here you can see when I try to map the employee of text file, it is saying that data type mismatches. Okay, the metadata is not same, does not match with the metadata of second source column. Okay, now let us see how to check the metadata. Okay, now you can see from the Excel source. So if you want to see the data type of the columns, what you can do is you can double click on this arrow and you can see we have a tab called metadata tab is there. So here employee is coming it as DTR8. Employee data type is coming it as DTR8, that is nothing but float. Okay, double precision float value. Okay, now let us see the metadata of flat file source. Okay, now double click on it, and if I go and see the metadata tab here, since it is Excel, since it is a text file, everything is coming it as DTSTR like that, string format. Okay, so here employee is DTSTR, but here in the Excel file, first column data type is DTR8, means data type mismatch is there. So that's why it is not allowing to map those columns inside the match. Okay, so we have to make sure that both are having the same metadata. Okay, all the columns metadata should match, not only the first column. Now how to do that? So one thing we know we can use by taking the help of data conversion. Okay, so we can use by taking the help of data conversion. Now let me remove the sort. Before that, let me apply the data conversion. Okay, now here if I go and see employee ID from the flat file, it is coming it as DTSTR, but from the Excel file, it is coming it as DTR8. No, now let me go on convert into DTR8. So that is DTR8 means double precision float. Okay, we can convert like this. Okay, now you can see the second column data type. So employee name as DTWSTR, branch ID and salary are DTR8R8. Okay, now what I can do, I can go to this and go to the employee name. So here it is coming it as string DTSTR, but I have to convert them into Unicode format, that is DTWSTR. You can see from Excel file, the employee name is coming it as DTWSTR. Okay, and branch ID, yes, I have to convert into which is mapped, which is equivalent to the Excel file, that is DTR8. Similarly, salary again to DTR8. Okay, now you can see along with the conversion, it is giving us the new column names, that is copy of employee ID, copy of employee name. This is the new column names, or you can go and change your whatever you want. Okay, now let me make it as converted employee ID. You can give the new names. Okay, so converted employee name. Okay, so that we can easily remember. Okay, converted branch ID like this, converted salary like this. Okay, now we can see we have mapped the. Now let me use again sort, since the merge accept the sorted one. Now before sending as input, let me use the sort one. Okay, and now you can go and see after doing the data conversion, you can see, so we have generated in new columns, okay, with the respective changed data types. Okay, now in the sort you can go and send. So now it will show all the columns. Okay, it will show all the columns, and now all are pass through columns. It will pass all the columns, but I don't want, no longer need these old columns. If you want to remove these old columns, you can just uncheck them if you don't want them. So in this case, I don't want the old columns. No, I can go on and check, and I will send only these newly converted columns, and I can sort the data based upon the converted employee. Okay, now I can sort the data based upon this newly created column, that is converted. That's it. Now let us drag and drop the merge again. Okay, let me take a new merge. Okay, I want to delete any old references are there. I want to delete them. Now let me take the Excel file data as input one and the text file data after converting and after sorting. Okay, I'm passing it to the merge. Now let me go for try to map it now. Now these columns are coming from the Excel file. Now let me go and map the converted employee. Now you can see it is showing only the newly created columns. And you can see the sorted, this data is sorted on the employee column. Now you can see if you try to map, I'm not getting any error. Okay. And let me go for converted employee name. So since these two data types is matching now, it won't throw error. Now you can see this employee name data type is Unicode string, that is DTWSTR, and this one also DTWSTR. So both the data types are matching, so it won't throw an error. And converted branch ID and converted salary. Okay. Now you can see I was able to map the both the input columns. That's it. Click on. So now it will go and do the matching. Okay. Now let us after merging. So let me push the data into any one of the destination table. Okay. Now let me push the data into. If you want to push the data into any SQL table, then from the destination list, we have to take the OLEDB destination and put this data into one of the table. Okay, like this. Okay. Now, okay, you want to push the data into SQL table. So that table is present in which database? So let me say I want to create the destination table in the same DB-SAI4 database. Now let me click on new. So do you want to push it into new table? Okay, yes, I want to put it into new table. Let us give the table name as table underscore merge, okay, underscore output. Okay, like this. And you can see it is going to create a 4 columns, and you can see float nvarchar means WSTR. Okay, WSTR is equivalent to the nvarchar. Okay, float and float. R8 is equal to the float. Okay, now go to the mappings. This option, this is compulsory. We have to go to the mappings every time, and you can see map the columns on the mappings page. It is giving us some warning bars. Okay, now go to the mappings and map your input columns and the destination columns. That's it. Okay, so what this merge will do is it will get the data from two sources, and after merging is after combining, it will send it to the destination table. Okay, and before merging, so it has some limitations, so it will accept only the sorted data. Okay, and in order to merge, the number of columns should be same and the data type of the corresponding columns should match. So that is what we have done. Now let me go and execute the task. Now you can see, So from this Excel file I'm getting 7 rows, and this flat file I'm getting 5 rows, and both are merged 7 plus 5. Okay, I'm getting the 12 rows, and I was able to push the data into the destination. Okay. Now you can go and check in your table. Let me connect to the DB-SCI4 database. Okay. So let me connect to the DB-SCI4 database. Click on New Query window, and let us see whether the table is created or not. So my table name is, so it should create a table with the name table underscore merge underscore output. Okay. Now you can see I was able to get 7 plus 5, 12 records. Okay, 7 plus 5, 12 records are coming. And is it working like a union or union? So union all means it won't remove the duplicated data. Now in the output, where are we getting the duplicated data or not? Yes, we are able to get the duplicated data. It is still showing the duplicated data, no? Means it is a union or. Okay. So union means always it will remove the duplicated rows. It will show only the distinct data. Okay, but don't show the duplicated data. So the merge is equivalent to the union all transformation. The merge is equivalent to the union all transformation. Okay. Now, and one more thing I forgot to tell you, that before pushing the data, if you want to view the data, no, before pushing the data into the table, if I want to view the data, now you can see we have one data viewer option is there. Okay. So you can go and select data viewer and click on enable data view. So what this option will provide is we can display the data in a pop-up window. Okay. Now you can see, let me try to execute it one more time. So instead of you going and checking with the destination, we can check it here in the testing phase. You can check it here itself. Now here you can see. So before pushing the data, we are able to view the data by taking the help of data view. Now you can see rows displayed is 12 rows, and we can see we are getting the duplicated data, means it is acting like a union or. Okay. But one of the question is there any way so that we can remove the duplicated data? So is there any way that I can send only the distinct data? Yes. So we have an option to remove the duplicated data. What option is? By using the sort transformation. So one of the how we can remove the duplicated data is, one of the option is sort. Okay, by using the sort transformation, we can not only sort the data, we can remove the duplicated records also. So let us see how we can remove the duplicate records by taking the help of sort. We have to go to this, and here, so you want to remove the entire row duplication, no? Not only one column. You want to remove the entire row duplication, no? So if the entire row is duplicated, so it is called as a duplicated row. If the entire row is same, then that record is called as duplicated. So if I want to remove the entire row duplication, then I have to select all the columns. So then I have to select all the columns, and we have an option here, that is remove rows with duplicate values. Okay, we can check this option. Select all the columns. Okay, so if the entire row is same, then that will be removed. Okay, remove rows with duplicate values. That's it. Okay, now you can see I want to push the data into the destination. Before pushing, I want to view the data. Okay, now we can go on see execute. So now you can see we are able to remove the duplicate record. 7 is coming only one time, 6 also is coming only one time. Okay. Okay. So we by using the sort transformation we can remove the duplicate record also. Okay. And merge transformation is to merge the two tables data. Okay. And what is the main purpose of this merge transformation is it will accept the sorted data. Okay, it will accept the sorted data and it will give us the sorted output also. Okay, so it will give us the sorted output also. Not only it will take the sorted data, it will give us the sorted output also. Now let us see whether it is giving the sorted output or not. Now let me see the output of match. Let me see the output of match. Okay, before sorting. Okay, now let me remove this sorted output. I don't want to view this. We have already seen. Now let me remove this option. Now I just want to see the output of match, whether that is sorted data is coming or not. Now you can see. So this is the output of the sort. So it is not only taking the sorted input, it is giving us the sorted output also. So is it sorting the data or not? Yes, that is sorting the data. Okay. So one of the usage of merge transformation is it will combine the two sources. Okay, and it will give us the sorted output. Okay, that is one more usage of our merge transformation. Okay. But one of the limitation is it will accept only the sorted data. Okay, that is first limitation. And one more limitation is now let us say if I want to combine one more source, if I want to combine the data of one more source, now let us see. So let me take one more source. Now let us go for merge source files. Okay. Now let us say EMP data. Now let us say I want to merge this one again. Okay. So employee name, branch ID, salary. So I want to merge this data also. Now let us give the name as merge underscore source. Okay, let me give the name as merge underscore source. Okay. Now I want to merge this data also, this text file data also. Now let me go to this. Go to our solution project. Now let me take one of the source as, let me go to the list of sources. Let me take the flat file source and let me create a connection to our third file. So let me give the connection name as merge source 3. Okay. Now let me locate our file. Okay, so we have one file called merge source 3 is there. And does the columns as first row contains column names? Yes, the first row contains column names. Click on OK. Go to the columns. Yes, I have the 4 columns. Click on OK. Now by third source history. Now if I want to try to merge this one into this same single merge, now you can see it is saying that hey, merge will accept only two inputs. Okay, more than two inputs are not allowed. Okay. Now you can see it is not able to accept the third input. Okay. So we can merge only two sources data for it inside a single merge. Okay. So single merge transformation cannot accept more than two sources. But my customer said, no, no, Krishna, I need to merge this third data also. Then what I can do? Okay, so in these cases, if you want to merge third source also, if you want to combine, okay, third source also, then you have to go for one more merge. Take one more merge, okay, and first of all, sort the data. We know that so merge will always accept the sorted input. Okay, let us take the sorted data. Okay, and now let us say for a change, what I want to do is I don't want to send the I don't want to sort the data by taking the sort transformation. Okay. So without taking the help of sort transformation, can we sort any input data? Yes, that also we can do. So without using the sort transformation, can we able to sort the input data? Yes. How means? So we have to go to this input, right click on this input, click on show advanced editor. Okay. Now we have go to the last one, input output properties, and you can see, let me select this flat file source output. Now we have an option called is sorted is yes. I just need to make it as true. Okay, we have an is sorted property is there. We have to make it as true. Okay, now after that, on which column you want to sort the data. So we are sorting this sort by order by employee ID ascending or employee name descending. So that one will be there. No? So we are sorting the data on employee ID in earlier cases. Now here that we need to specify that. Okay. So after making the source output as is after converting the is sorted property as true, we have to go and identify on which column you want to sort the data. Now let me select employee ID as sort the. I want to sort it on employee ID, and let us set the sort key position as 1. Okay, that's it. Okay, so how we can do the sorting is, so we have to go to the flat file source output properties is sorted as true, and we have to select on which column you want to sort the data. Okay, for that column, set the sort key position as 1. That's it. Okay. So this is if you sort the data by taking the help of sort transformation, that is a physical sort, or if you don't want the, if you are handling that information in the, if you are handling that information in the input properties itself, in the show advanced editor of input, then that is called logical sorting. Okay. So it won't actually sort the data. Okay, so it won't actually physically sort the data, it will do the logical sort. Means we just want to bluff the merge transformation. Okay, so it is not allowing us to go inside without sorting the data. No, so that's why we want to bluff the merge transformation, that we are sending the, sorted data. Okay, now you want to merge this third source. No, I have passed it as input. Now whatever, now if you want to merge these three sources, no, now let me pass the, after merging the two inputs. Okay, So we are using this merge to merge these two inputs. Now let me pass this on output as one of the input to the second merge. Okay, as one of the input to the second merge. And now go to this. Now you can see we are able to go inside. Even though we have not used the sort transformation here, we are able to go inside. Okay, now let us map our APID. So this is because our metadata is not changing. Our metadata is not matching. Okay, now let us see. Let me use the data conversion, and so we can map the corresponding data by using the data conversion. So here employed is coming it as DTSTR, DTSTR, DTSTR. So we have to convert this into employed as to DTR8. Okay, we have to convert this into DTR8. Now we can go and convert it like this. And employee name as DTWSTR and branch ID as DTR8. Okay, and this one as DTR8. Okay, like that we can do that. Okay, and we can map it to this. Okay, now you can go and see. So we have the converted columns. After this, we have the copy of employee ID also as the new columns. Okay, now let us take a new match. So which will let me take a one more match. Okay, and the output of two sources. Okay, make it as one of the input to the second merge. Okay, and this one let me make it as a second. Now we need to map the copy of employee. So not the old column. We need to map the copy of employee. Okay, and let us take the copy of employee name. Let us take the copy of branch ID, and let us take the copy of salary. Okay, now it is saying that. Okay, so this flat file source. Okay, there is some conversion problem. No? So we are converting the employee into the copy of employee. Okay, but here my source. Okay, here you can see employee is there. It is sorted on the employee one. Okay, it is sorted on the old employee. Okay, but it is saying that even though it is copy of employee is allowed, but here we have actually sorted the data on the old column, that is employee. Okay, the sort key was placed on the old employee but not on the converted employee. So that is its problem. That is the problem it is saying. Now let me see whether that is accepted or not. Now let me put it into the sort to. Okay, let me sort it. Okay, now let us see, must be sorted. If it possible, sort the data on the mark columns. Okay, so whether do we have to use it? Now let me see on the data conversion. So here can we set the sort key position again? We are not able to set the sort key position again here. Okay, or what we can do is we can do the conversion. In this case, what you can do is, so if you don't want to use the without using data conversion, can we change the data types? Yes. Okay, we can change the data types, okay, without using the data conversion also. Okay, if you have a flat file, if you are using a flat file, okay, inside the flat file we have an option to change the data types without using the explicit data conversion also. Okay. Now let us see how we can do that. Now what is this your flat file connection name? That is merge source 3, no? Now go to this merge source 3. Okay. Now let me open this connection. Okay. So here we have located our source file, no? So here we have located our source file. Now if I want to change the data types, okay, what you can do is you can go to the advanced option. Okay. Now you can see this employee ID column is data type is coming as str from the source. Now we can convert it here itself. Okay. So when your source is text file, you no need to go for data conversion, okay, separately. Okay. Inside the source file we have an option like, now you can see I want to convert into DTR8. Employee name DTSTR, so I need to convert it to DTWSTR. Okay, that is the data type coming from the Excel. Branch ID, now let me make it as DTR8. Okay, salary, let me make it as DTR8. Okay, that's it. Okay, we can see we are able to convert into the DTR8, DTR8, WSTR, DTR8. Okay, so now this is changed. Here the source we have, in the source connection we have changed the data types now. Now after changing, it is asking for, it is giving us the warning that hey, in your source connection the metadata is changed for these columns. Do you want to refresh? Do you want to get the new metadata? Yes. Okay. Just click on columns, click on OK. That's it. Okay. Now, now you can see. So without applying the data conversion and without applying the actual sorting, okay, without using these two, we are able to sort the data and we are able to convert the data. Okay. Now let us refresh freshly. Now let me delete the old reference. Let me take the new one. And now let me make the output of this as one of the input to the second merge. Okay. And let us go for this flat file source. Now you can see I haven't sorted the data and I have sorted the data in the show advanced edit. Okay. Is sorted as true and column names. Okay. Employee ID column I have set the sort key position as true. Okay. And since the metadata is not matching now, then instead of using the data conversion, what I have done, I have gone to the source connection and in the inside the text file itself, by taking the help of advanced section, I have converted the data types also. Okay. Now I have passed this as input. Now you can see it is accepting the metadata also. Now let me back the branch ID and salary. And if the both the column names also matching, then it will automatically map. Okay. So let us go for it. And let me push the second merged output to the sort transformation. Okay. So if you want to combine three sources data, what I have done is I have taken an extra merge. Okay. And first of all, I have taken the output of first merge, okay, as the one of the input to the second merge, and I have taken the third file data and I am combining these two again, and after combining I am passing the data into the destination. Okay, I am passing the data into the destination here. Okay, so before combining, if you want to remove the duplicates, then I have taken the sort. Okay, like this. Okay, now let us execute this task. And before executing, so I might have put the data viewer here. So now you can see. So from this containing from the first source 7 rows, from the second source 5 rows, and from the third source 4 rows is coming. So 12 plus 4, that is 16, and after removing the 2 duplicate rows we are getting the 14 rows actually. Okay. And if you want to view the data, you can go and put the data viewer here. So did I execute the task? Now I'm just putting the data viewer here. Okay. So in this class we have learned what is a merge transformation. So merge is used for combining the two sources data. Okay. And for the merge, okay. So if you want to combine using merge, okay, merge has some limitations. Okay. So those limitations are we have to send only the sorted data as input. Okay. The merge will accept only the sorted data as input. Okay. And then one more thing is the inside the merge, okay, and inside the merge, okay, we have to make sure that the number of columns coming from the two sources should be same and the corresponding columns data type also should match. Okay, and the merge will accept the sorted data and will give us the sorted output. Okay, so that things we have learned about our merge. And if you want to if you use the sort transformation now, so that will do the physical sorting. Okay, and if you don't want to use this, okay, and if you don't want to use the physical sort, okay, we can go and right click on the input, show advanced editor, and go to the input output properties, and we can do the logical sorting. Okay, and if you don't want to use the data conversion, okay, then if it is a flat file source, okay, that facility is there only for flat file source. Okay, that facility is there only for flat file source. Okay, so when your source is a flat file source, okay, you no need to apply the you no need to go for again take the data conversion separately. Okay, so inside the flat file source itself we have an advanced option where we can change the metadata as per your requirement. Okay, so this option is there only for flat file sources. Okay, and one more thing we learned is so sorting. Okay, so if you want to remove the duplicate rows, we can do that by taking the help of sort transformation. Okay, we have to select all the columns and we have to select these remove rows with duplicate values. Okay, so which will remove the duplicate entries from your output. Okay, so today we have seen about merge, sort, data conversion, and physical sorting and logical sorting. Okay, so and merge limitations are it will accept only two inputs. More than two inputs is not allowed. Okay, so that is about our merge transformation. Okay, any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yeah. Can you stop now?
Sir, okay.
So tomorrow are you be available, Tarla?
At 11 o'clock. No, sir, I'm not available.
Okay, okay, okay.
If it is at 10, if it is at 10 o'clock for me, I'm available.
Oh, okay, okay. So if I'm not going good, so can I take it at 8:30?
Yeah,
Okay, I will
10
inform
o'clock
you.
is fine.
Yeah, I will inform you. Yeah, I will
Yeah,
send a
okay, sir.
message.
Sure.
Yeah,
So please let me, sir, let me know, sir, tomorrow what time.
yeah, yeah, sure, sure, sure. I will send a message to both of you.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, sir. Bye. Take care.
Thank you.